Peace. It's your boy Romello Scuds, Eve Russ, Outspoken 520 Boxing. Want to give a recap on last night's fights. Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, and David Benavidez versus Alexander Vosdick, and Gary Antoine Russell versus Alberto Preo, and Carlos Adames versus Terrell Gausha. It was a very good card. It was an upset. Obviously, I'm gonna break that fight down in a second. First, I'm gonna start with Terrell Gausha versus Carlos Adames. It was the first card on the main event. It was for a title shot, as Carlos Adames is the middleweight champion of the world. I thought Carlos Adames fought a good fight. With just overpowering Terrell Gausha. Gausha had a couple of good moments, but I think Adames was just had the flow of the fight, and it was his fight. So the right decision happened. He won unanimous decision. But the upset and the shocker fight of the night was Gary Antoine Russell versus Alberto Preo. He fought Dominican Republic, I think. I thought Preo had every answer that Gary Antoine Russell was trying to do against him. The counter shots was just so beautiful to watch. It seems like Gary Antoine Russell, I like him. I like the Russell family and the Russell brothers, no relation, but I really do like them. But it seemed like Gary Antoine Russell was kind of one-dimensional. He was just looking for the power shots as he got the 100% KO rate. But Preo was just timing him and countering him every time. And it looked like Gary Antoine Russell was like out of sorts. Like he was trying to find something to get the win and he just couldn't do it. And the decision was kind of off a little bit. I had it like 8-4 in that range. It was a close fight, but I think one judge had it like by I think 118 to 109. I can't remember, but it was like a large margin. It was ridiculous. It was for Gary Antoine Russell, and I thought that was a reach, a large reach. But 115, 112, 114, 113, that range, that was on point. And the right man won, Alberto Preo. The 140 junior welterweight division just got very interesting with the fight last night with Cerebral Martinez versus Leon Pyro. I'm gonna break that fight down tomorrow. So, but that was a shocker too. But now to the co-main event and main event. I was very impressed with David Benavidez. I'm keep being impressed with him ever since he fought Caleb Plant. He's just letting the fight come to him. David Benavidez, he beat Alexander Vosdick. He's a former Olympian and he's a former champion. Dude is strong and tough. I see that David Benavidez was trying to get the knockout, but you got to give kudos and credit to Vosdick. He's tough. He was strong. He is very strong, and he only got one loss, and it was against Arthur Beterbiev, and no shame in that. But dude is just so strong, and it was a good fight. Vosdick had some good moments too. The thing I'm impressed with David Benavidez with is how patient he is. He's not as reckless as he was. Like, if you look at the fights with him versus Ronald Graville to now, you can see the growth in him. You can see the patience. You can see the improvement from him. You can see it. If you look at that fight and to now, you will see the improvement with David Benavidez. I think he's ready for Canelo, to be honest, but we'll see on that. He's the mandatory challenger in the 175 of the winner of the Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol, and he's Canelo's mandatory right now. So which way he would go, he in a good driver's seat right now. He could go to either direction because he's the mandatory for both divisions. So kudos to him. I'm gaining more respect and being more of a fan of David Benavidez. each day, every time I watch him, really. So, but to the main event, man, Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. I was so impressed with Frank Martin. As I said in my predictions, Frank Martin must turn Tank, keep him in front, then turn him, keep basically what I mean by turning, stick and move, boxing step, move, stick and move, move. You know what I'm saying? Use the ring. Don't be in the ropes. That got him in trouble. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But Frank Martin was winning that fight from the first 6 rounds. He was winning that fight. Y'all saw Tank Davis' face. Everybody who's hyped saying, go Tank, go Tank, go Tank. Tank had to dig deep in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Tank got touched up. For all the Tank lovers and all the people who love the popular fighters, Frank did his job, but it was just the inexperience kicked in and his fatigue kicked in. And when you're a boxer and your fatigue kicks in, the ring gets smaller, especially if you're a mover. And his objective was being a mover. You know, stick and move, get out of range, and just moving a lot. And he was frustrating Tank. His coach Calvin said it. You know, we need all these rounds. You know what I'm saying? He was losing the fight. When your trainers say that means you're losing. People, that means you're losing. So, but as the fight was moving and getting slower, and Frank Martin fatigue was just kicking in, that's when Tank was really cranking up the volume of his punches. He's not a fast starter. He just like a downloader. Same as Bud, same as Lomachenko. He's like a downloader. He's trying to figure out what you're trying to do, and once you do it, he's gonna take it away from you. So that's what Tank did. In the 7th round, that's when it all developed. That's when Frank couldn't stay off the ropes, and that's when Tank was just it was like brick by brick of breaking them down, brick by brick. And then the 8th round, y'all saw it. The uppercut was the blueprint for it, the knockout, and then he hit him with the left hand. It was sweet. I ain't gonna lie, that left hand was sweet. And he kind of stepped over him like Ivo did Tyron Lue in the finals 2001. That's what made it more sweeter. But Tank Davis got the TKO. I predicted the 8th round, obvious. So kudos to me for predicting it right. So, but Tank Davis is the winner by TKO. I knew how it was going to play out. I just knew that the experience and the moment was going to get to Frank Martin because it's too big. It's a difference between media coverage when you fight in Michelle Riviera, who Frank Martin fought, to media coverage and the moment and the lights versus Tank Davis. It's a difference. It's a big difference as he saw that. So I think the moment was just too big and he just tired himself out. I think it need to be, he had to have a balance. And when you go to box someone for 12 rounds, you got to take a risk. And he tried to take a risk a little bit. I don't know what he was doing in the 8th round, but it failed him miserably. So, but Frank will be back. I think this is a lesson for him, even though he started boxing late. But I think this could be a lesson for him not to start as fast. Just let it build instead of just going so fast. But Tank Davis right now, good performance. Well, I ain't gonna say good performance. I'm gonna say subpar performance to me. You could tell the rust was there. He haven't fought in 14 months, I believe. 14 months. I was right. 14 months, and he was a little rusty, but he got the win. He do what he do. Rumor has it he's gonna fight Lomachenko next. We'll see about that. Or he's gonna fight Shakur Stevenson. That's a really 50-50 fight. Seriously, I think Shakur Stevenson gonna take what Frank Martin did and do it times 100, but I'm not gonna break that fight down. Those are two fights I want to see from Tank Davis. I don't want to see nobody else versus him. So, but that's all I got for y'all. I'm Romello Scuds. Subscribe to the channel. Outspoken 520 Boxing. I'm on YouTube, IG, Facebook. Outspoken 520 Boxing. Hit that bell button for notifications whenever I do new content. But this is your boy, Romello Scuds. Peace and blessings. One.